This was more than just another game. It was Miami's chance to dethrone the Bills, a moment that had been building all season long. The anticipation was electric, with fans and players alike feeling the weight of what was at stake. For the Dolphins, this was about more than just a win. It was about changing the narrative and proving they could rise to the occasion when it mattered most. With the division title within reach, Miami had the rare opportunity to claim the AFC East and send a message to the rest of the league. The Dolphins had the stage, the crowd, and the momentum. Hard Rock Stadium was alive, every seat filled with hope and expectation. The energy was palpable, and the team fed off the roar of their loyal fans. But when it mattered most, execution failed. Dropped passes, missed blocks, and costly penalties haunted Miami at every turn. Each mistake seemed to come at the worst possible moment, stalling drives and shifting momentum away from the Dolphins. Each mistake stacked up, turning hope into regret. The frustration was visible on the sidelines as players and coaches struggled to regain their composure and find answers. The Bills, seasoned and poised, capitalized on every error. Their experience in big games showed as they seized every opportunity Miami gave them and never let up. Instead of a celebration, Miami faced another bitter lesson in what it takes to win big games. The disappointment was written on every face as the final seconds ticked away. The loss stings not just in the standings, but in the psyche of a team desperate to prove it belongs. For a group that had worked so hard, the pain of coming up short was almost overwhelming. The locker room was silent, players replaying every missed chance, every moment where the game could have turned in their favor. The weight of missed opportunities hung heavy in the air. This wasn't just a defeat, it was a gut check. The kind of loss that forces a team to look inward, to question what it will take to finally get over the hump. The golden opportunity slipped away, and now the real test begins. Can Miami learn from this heartbreak and come back stronger, or will this loss linger into the future? How will the Dolphins respond to falling short on their biggest stage? The next chapter of their story will be defined by how they answer that question. The Dolphins started strong, but early red zone struggles set the tone. Settling for field goals against Buffalo is a recipe for disaster. The Bills, led by a clutch Josh Allen, seized every key moment. A missed deep shot to Waddle, a dropped interception, a missed sack, each was a turning point. Buffalo responded with touchdowns, Miami with missed chances. The difference? The Bills executed under pressure. The Dolphins faltered. In big games, it's about capitalizing on moments. And Buffalo did, leaving Miami to wonder what might have been. The scoreboard didn't just reflect talent, but composure. Miami's missed opportunities told the story. Hall of Famer Jim Kelly didn't sugarcoat it. He called this Miami's moment to prove they belonged, and said they failed. Kelly saw a team not ready for the spotlight, making small mistakes at the worst times. Great teams win these games, especially at home. The Bills played like champions. The Dolphins looked unprepared for the pressure. Kelly's verdict: Miami has talent but lacks the poise and killer instinct of true contenders. It's a harsh reality, but one the Dolphins must face if they want to take the next step. The gap between almost and elite was on full display. Miami's challenge is to close it. One loss doesn't end a season, but this one changes everything for Miami. The Dolphins came into this game with high hopes and momentum, but now the mood has shifted dramatically. The sting of defeat lingers in the air, and the reality of the situation is impossible to ignore. Fans and players alike are left searching for answers, wondering how quickly things can turn in the NFL. The path to the AFC East title is now uphill, with Buffalo holding the tiebreaker. The Bills have seized control of the division, and Miami's margin for error has all but vanished. Every remaining divisional matchup takes on added weight, and the pressure to keep pace with Buffalo is immense. The focus shifts to the wild card race, crowded and unforgiving. With so many teams fighting for limited spots, every week becomes a battle for survival. The Dolphins are now in a dogfight, where a single misstep could mean missing the postseason entirely. Every game matters, there's no margin for error. The stakes are higher than ever, and the pressure mounts with each snap. The Dolphins must play with urgency and discipline, knowing that their playoff hopes hang in the balance. The Dolphins must avoid slip-ups against weaker teams and stack wins to stay alive. Overlooking any opponent could be disastrous, so focus and execution are critical. Miami needs to capitalize on every opportunity and prove they can handle the pressure. The pressure is on. Can they regroup, or will doubt creep in? The mental challenge is just as tough as the physical one. The team's resilience and belief in themselves will be tested in the weeks ahead. Coach McDaniel faces his toughest test, keeping the team united and confident. His leadership will be crucial in guiding the Dolphins through adversity, helping them stay focused on their goals despite the setbacks. The narrative has shifted from contender to survivor. The outside noise grows louder and the spotlight intensifies. Miami must embrace the challenge and prove they belong among the league's best. The dream isn't dead, but the wake-up call was loud. This loss could be the turning point that sparks a renewed sense of urgency and determination within the team. Miami's response will define their season. How they handle adversity now will reveal their true character and decide whether they rise to the occasion or fade away. The Dolphins can't dwell on this loss. The season moves fast. Each game is a new opportunity to turn things around. They must learn, adjust, and get back to basics. Run the ball, play disciplined defense, cut the mistakes, and execute the game plan with precision. Leaders like Tua and Tyreek Hill need to set the tone. Adversity reveals character. This is Miami's test. The true measure of a team is how they respond to setbacks. A strong bounce-back win could restore confidence and momentum. The story isn't over. The next chapter is up to them. They have the talent and the drive. What do you think? Was this a choke or just a better Bills team? The debate rages on. Can Miami still win the division, or will they have to fight for a wild-card spot? Is it wild-card or bust? The pressure is mounting. The Dolphins' season hangs in the balance. Let's see how they respond. The next few games will be crucial in defining their season.